Hey everybody, this is take 3, okay? I recorded the video on my video camera, I put it in my editing software, and it deleted it. Then I got about 10 minutes into it again, and my husband and dog come barging in. I don't really know how to edit videos on my cell phone, so I'm starting take 3. It's been a little bit longer than I wanted it to be before I did my next video, but I've been having technical difficulties because I don't know what I'm doing. So hopefully next week's video, I'll get it on my camera and get it in my editing software and make it look cool. Anyways, my last video, my aunt wanted me to talk about some of the health things that I've been through in my life that made me decide to have bariatric surgery. So I'm going to run through this super quick. In 2005, after I had Jalen, I started Atkins diet. And I started losing weight, and I was losing weight quick. And I thought that was amazing. I was like, this diet is so awesome. In hindsight, I was losing weight way too fast. I should have known there was more to it than the diet, but I was just so excited to be losing weight. So I started to have heart palpitations and panic attacks. Long story short, I ended up in the ER one night where they did nothing for me and accused me of being on drugs. So I found a primary care doctor. I went to her. I told her what was going on, and she said, "Did anybody check your thyroid?" No. So she checks it, and my thyroid's overactive. So she sends me to get pictures taken of my thyroid and tells me that I have borderline Graves' disease and that she just wants to watch it. And she doesn't want to put me on heart meds at that time because of my age. I was 24, I think. So we're just going to watch and see. So a couple months later, my dad dies very suddenly at 45. He had a total occlusion of his left anterior descending coronary artery, which they call the widowmaker for a reason. So he died, and I was in college. I had 3 babies, and my dad died. I was super stressed. I kind of just lost track of things. Didn't really follow up with the doctor the way I was supposed to, but the symptoms all kind of went away. I went off of Atkins, started gaining weight back. Wasn't having the anxiety, so all was well. I graduated college in 2008, and I went to night shift at the hospital. And about 6 months into night shift, I felt really, really bad. And I thought, man, this night shift sucks. This is what they talk about when they say night shift sucks. I just was tired all the time. I felt horrible. I was just hoping my body would adapt. So I remember one Friday, my mom came and got the kids, and she brought them back on Sunday. And on Sunday, I was literally laying in the same spot that she left me on Friday. So my mom says, you've got to be seen by a doctor. Well, typical me fashion, I didn't have a primary care doctor. Years had passed since I'd seen the last one. So I just went to the ER thinking maybe I just have the flu on top of like being night shift tired. And it was a doctor that I had worked with for about 8 months at that point. So I'm telling him everything, and he's like, "Oh, let's check your thyroid again." So he checks my thyroid. My thyroid stimulating hormone was 111. Normal is 0.5 to 5.5. And the thyroid stimulating hormone comes from your pituitary gland, and your pituitary gland fires the thyroid stimulating hormone to your thyroid, telling it to work. And if your thyroid doesn't respond, which mine wasn't, it keeps firing. So mine was 111, which is really high. My kidney function was very low. So basically, if your thyroid completely stops working and you don't take a thyroid hormone replacement, you will die. You will go into a coma eventually, and you will die. And so my kidneys were already suffering. So I got put on the Synthroid. I felt a little bit better, not a lot. I can honestly say that I have never felt good since that all started. The last time I remember feeling good and energetic and feeling my age was right before the panic attack started. I feel like I aged 20 years immediately when the thyroid stuff started. But so I started taking the Synthroid. I ended up going to see an endocrinologist, and they diagnosed me with something called Hashimoto's. I did not have Graves' disease. I had something called Hashimoto's, which is just an autoimmune. Your immune system's attacking your thyroid gland. But it explains why I was high-low. So the thing is, the only thing they'll treat it with is Synthroid. If you can afford to see a functional medicine doctor, they will treat you with natural desiccated thyroid, which is like ground up pig thyroid. And most people say they feel better on that. Because the thing is, the thyroid gland makes upwards of 5 hormones. I don't know the exact number. I used to know all this stuff, but I call it thyroid brain because I forget everything. But your thyroid makes upwards of 5 hormones. I don't remember the exact number. They replace one. You have one hormone replaced. And they, will tell you everything else that you're experiencing is just in your head, which is crap. It's not in your head. So I don't have the money to see a functional medicine doctor. So I've basically been on Synthroid since 2008. Fast forward a few years, I start having GI issues. I got admitted in the hospital and had, well, what they were calling an ileus, but I think it was just like a really bad case of like maybe colitis or something. I don't know. Anyways, that happened a couple times. Nobody ever figured out what that was. I do have some food allergies I found out about. I've been on watch for rheumatoid arthritis for years because I have some pretty severe deterioration in some joints that isn't normal. And, but the RH or the RA factor, not RH, that's your blood type. The RA factors that they look for in your blood, mine have still come back negative, but my joints that are deteriorated are not from weight. My worst joint is my wrists. My wrists are in really bad shape. So my doctor put me on some pretty strong anti-inflammatories, same ones they use to treat rheumatoid arthritis. And I was on those for a few years. I haven't taken them. I can't take them now that I've had gastric bypass. So hopefully, I'm hoping that everything stabilizes out. If the arthritis starts progressing, I'll have to do injectables at this point because I can't put those strong drugs in my stomach anymore. I could get ulcers. So, but yeah, I've been the sickliest person over the years. I mean, I would get strep throat 3 times a year, bronchitis once a month, to the point that right before I moved to Florida, they started calling it chronic bronchitis. Just sickly. If I got sick, if I got a head cold, it wasn't going away on its own. I was going to have antibiotics, steroids, the whole shebang. I will say, since I've moved to Florida, the respiratory stuff has stopped. I don't have bronchitis anymore. And so I don't know how much that was related to, everything else that I have going on. I don't know. But, all those health conditions combined, plus being fat, just made life miserable. It's just been miserable. So when I moved down here, I have amazing health insurance, and the hospital employee health offers all kinds of different testing for free that you can have done. And so I had my basal metabolic rate tested and found out that I literally burn no calories at rest. So your body burns X amount of calories a day just to function, just normal basic human functions, and mine burns half of what it should. So having said that, here I am on a 1,500 calorie a day diet and I can't lose any weight. So I find this out, I drop it to 1,200, and I'm still barely, I'm losing a half a pound every 2 weeks and starving all the time. So, getting the gastric bypass makes it easier to eat 800 calories a day. I don't feel like I'm starving all the time. There's definitely a mental component to it. You know, mentally you miss food. You miss enjoying food with friends and family and things like that. But overall, I mean, I'm happy with the decision. Um, you know, it wasn't the easy way out. There's nothing easy about getting your insides chopped up and eating 2 to 4 ounces of food at a time. And if I eat too fast, I'll vomit. If, you know, none of that stuff is fun. But the thing that really has me frustrated right now is, um, you know, from surgery to about week 3, I lost 20 pounds. Since then, it's been nothing. I mean, so the last time I made a video, which was 2 weeks ago, I was 262. I weighed myself the end of that week and I was 265.4. How the heck do you gain 3 pounds when you're eating 800 calories a day? I'll never know the answer to that. So last week I weighed myself and I lost 2.2. So I'm still up from the last time we talked. Talked to my dietitian. She says, oh, I'm just going to look at monthly averages. You should be losing 10 pounds a month. I have not lost 10 pounds this month. I have not lost anything this month. I measure everything I eat. I'm not eating things I shouldn't be eating. I mean, it's almost impossible to do that in the beginning. So I really just don't know what's going on with my body. It's very frustrating. It's disheartening. I'm in these bariatric groups on Facebook. These women are losing, 40, 50 pounds a month. And I'm, still, I've been at the same weight since week 3. I'll be week 8 on Thursday. I'll be 8 weeks out on Thursday. So last week on Monday, I started a 21-day fix. Just the workouts, not the diet, because I cannot eat that much food. I think the last time I talked to y'all, I had said I was going to start it, or I had done like one workout, but I did try to start it, and I did the first day and kind of had a little quad injury, and so anyways, I had to take a week off. So last Monday, I officially started 21-day fix. Did the whole week. I took measurements on day 1. I'm going to take measurements again on day 21 and see where I'm at. And then I'm going to take a week off because after I finish 21-day fix, I'm going to do the 100,000 step challenge. So it's, 20,000 steps a day for 5 days. 100,000 steps. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go back to 21-day fix, and I'm going to do, I'm basically going to do 21-day fix until I don't have to do the modifier anymore. There's a couple exercises I'll always have to modify. I can't plank on my hands. I'll never be able to do that. No matter how small I get, my wrists are horrible. I can pull my hands and dislocate and relocate my wrists. The joints are just in horrible, horrible shape. So I'll never be able to do the planks, and I do them on my forearms, which it's still a good workout. So that's just how I'm modifying that. But yeah, once I'm not doing the modifiers anymore on 21-day fix, I'm going to move on maybe to muscle burns fat. I've heard that's a really good one. It was already on my radar as my next one to do, and then a couple of my friends are doing it and they really like it, so I think I'll try that one next. But yeah, hopefully my Aunt Lorna wanted me to talk about the health stuff. Hopefully I kind of hit everything. I've been the sickliest human being pretty much since about 2005. So I'm sure I'm missing some key points, but I don't have anything major really to say. It's just lots of little nuisances, things that, I'm sick, and it's just annoying. And I know a lot of it has to do with, the autoimmune stuff. So hopefully, I can help, other people kind of start their journey, whatever that journey is. I mean, let's do it, because I'm like getting so close to 45, which is like, for me, it's just the dreaded age because my dad died at 45. And not only did my dad die in June of 2005 at 45 years old, in August of 2005 at 44 years old, my mom had a heart attack. Now, hers was a blood clot. It Her arteries were healthy. It was a blood clot. So, but it's still terrifying. I've had some genetic testing. I don't have a predisposition for heart disease. So that was one of the first things that my doctors wanted to do with my parents both having heart attacks at such a young age. So yeah, I don't have a predisposition. I'm always on a diet. I'm always on a diet. I've been on a diet for 10 years or more. So my cholesterol, my A1C, all that, those numbers are pristine. I'm just fat and it hurts and I'm sick of being fat. I have better cholesterol and better A1C and better everything than my husband, better triglycerides, and he's thin. So, I mean, fat doesn't always equal unhealthy. It hurts, though. It does hurt to be fat. People treat you differently. I know I've had this discussion before and people have disagreed with me, but people treat you differently when you're fat. Period. I see how waiters, waitresses, cashiers, people on the street react to my friends, react to my husband, and how they interact with me. And people treat you like you are second class citizen when you're fat. It's just a fact. I'm not even going to begin to pretend that the struggle of being fat is anything compared to some of the other struggles that, Americans are going through right now. But it definitely takes a mental toll on you after a while. And I'm kind of over it. I'm ready to move on from this. I want to lose the weight, have a couple procedures done, plastics, and just, live out the rest of my life happy with myself for once. So, I hope that these videos can help somebody else. I've glitter on my eyelash, if you're wondering what that is. I had glitter eyeshadow on the other night for Jalen's play, and I thought, I mean, I've showered several times and washed my face, and I cannot get all this glitter out. So, that's what keeps shining on my eye over there. Anyways, if there's anything anybody wants to know, questions you want me to answer, I am an open book. I will tell it like it is, as far as the process of surgery, how to get approved, what to eat, what not to eat, anything. I mean, I'll tell you anything. I don't care. It's, I'm 40 years old. I'm just not embarrassed by stuff anymore. So, anything anybody wants to know, please comment on my video and I'll maybe incorporate it into the next video. I do have some pictures that I had taken a few months back because I joined this online weight loss, like it's like Diet Bet, only it was just run by some girls on Facebook and you had to submit pictures. So I'm going to retake those pictures wearing the same stuff so I can kind of like track how I look and not just this dreaded number on the scale that's driving me insane. And I think I may have already said this, but I did do measurements on day 1 when I started 21 Day Fix. So I'm going to do measurements again on day 21. I wish I had measurements from before surgery, but I had so many things that I was trying to get in order before surgery. Specifically, I was working my butt off, so I had money while I was off work for 6 weeks. But yeah, so I'll be putting together a little collage of photos in the next few weeks, just kind of tracking month by month how I'm looking, and maybe take you guys on a day of working out with me. We'll see how it goes, but I only have like 8 followers on my YouTube page, so I don't know that I'm a very interesting person. Haha. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully a better video and not recorded on my phone.